Hello guys, today I'm going to teach you how to solve the Rubik's Cube. Now, out of my entire collection of twisty puzzles, I have a lot. This is the one I always go back to. This is the original twisty puzzle. It's just the best one to solve, and it's also a pretty easy one to solve. And I'm going to teach you how to do it. This video is the beginner's method. I'll make a video later about how to do F2L, which is a little harder to do, but once you can solve Rubik's Cube, this other method will help you solve it faster. But in this video, we're just going to learn how to solve an actual Rubik's Cube. So, I am going to first start by teaching you notation for algorithms. This sounds all complicated, but I promise it's not that complicated. I'm just going to teach you cube notation. So when I write letters in the comments for algorithms, which you'll be using probably, you'll know what the letters mean. So here's the front of the cube. Here's the top. Here's the right, left, bottom, and then back. So if on a tutorial you see something that says F. Well, this is the front face. And there could be F or F prime, which has that little like apostrophe. Basically, if it's just a regular F, you move the front face clockwise, one turn. And if it says F prime, so with like the back, then you move it counterclockwise. And if it says F2, that just means you move the front twice. See? Yeah, so if it says U, that means the up face. So U clockwise, so you'd look at it, U clockwise 1, and then U prime would be U counterclockwise. And then R, that is the right side. Imagine you're looking at the right side, clockwise. And then R prime would be counterclockwise. And then R2 would be, and if it was like U2, it would just be two of those. And L. Now this is kind of tricky because it's the opposite of R in terms of if you rotate R clockwise, it goes this way, so it goes up. But if you look at L and rotate it clockwise, it actually goes down. So don't forget about that because that used to mess me up. So if it says L, you actually go down here because you look at the face that you're turning when it says the face. So L and then L prime. So from the front, it would look like L prime, 2L, and this would be R, and this would be R prime, and this would be 2R. And there's also back. So that just means you move this back face right here. And there's not going to be any algorithms that you need to know this, but you would just turn the face of the back and you'd turn it clockwise, counterclockwise. So it would, if you see it's going counterclockwise from the front, but it's going clockwise this way. So if it says clockwise, you actually look at the face and do it. So even though it says clockwise, it would be counterclockwise from the front. It's kind of tricky, but you're not going to need to know that. You will need to know just to move the back twice, but that's pretty easy because it doesn't matter if you move it twice this way or twice that way. All right. Oh, and also there's D, which is down, but that's not going to be in here, so you don't have to worry about that. So just to be quick, R prime, 2R, and then I'm moving 2R back, up, and move back, U prime, or up prime, L prime, 2L, and 2B. And there's also a move where you move the center splice. I don't really think there's notation for it. I mean, you could just move here and here. That'd be the same as moving that. But there is going to be a move where you do that, and you're just going to have to remember to center splice. And you can do it down. You can do it like this too. But all right. So now that we got the notation covered, now we can actually get into a scramble. So I'm going to scramble this up. All right. Now it is scrambled well. Sorry. So the first thing we're going to do to get it off started is we're going to want to make a white cross. So we're going to ignore the corner pieces right now. We're going to want these white edge pieces. Now you can't just put any white edge pieces on here because they need to align with the centers. And also something to remind you, edges will always be edges, corners will always be corners, centers will always be centers. That means if there's a white center right here, this is not the white side, this is not the white side, this has to be the white side. You can't like rotate centers or anything. So you have to make sure that you solve the white side on here, orange side on here, blue side on here, yellow side, etc. And these pieces right here have to align. I'll get to that in a sec. So just remember that corners cannot be sides, so these two can never switch because there's 3 pieces on here and there's only 2, so how could they switch? All right, so just remember that. So this piece is already solved, but I'm just going to move that away. I'm going to scramble it a little more, whatever. All right. What we're going to want to do, again, is get these sides matched up. See, this is not correct because these colors are not right. This would be correct. Anyway, you have to worry about that later. So even though we're going to solve for the yellow sides, we're going to start, for the white sides, we're going to start on the yellow sides. So what you're going to want to do, this is just going to take, there's no like algorithms or move sets for this. You'll get it. It's very easy. You just want to align the whites up with here, and I'll show you why in a sec. So if there's one on the bottom, you can just rotate it 180 degrees. If there's one on the side like this, you can just move it down, and you'll see now it's here, so you can move it up somewhere here. Now, if there's one down here like this, you could move it here, and then it's like earlier. You could move it this way, and then pop it up. But it doesn't matter what sides you get onto the yellow. They have to, just as long as you get the white sides, it doesn't matter what these colors are yet. You just want all the white sides up there. And here's the last one. So you can just rotate it and then move the top here and then rotate this back. So now you have the 4 whites. It might have been a little confusing. Just take some time with it. You will get it. It's pretty easy. So just watch what I did to get these aligned and you'll get it. So now we're going to match this color right here until it matches with the center piece, right? So these 2 colors match. And once these colors match, you rotate it, the front, 180 degrees. So now that part's done, as you see. These all line up. So now we're going to do that for the other 3. So here's red. So we're going to move it to the red and then rotate it 180 degrees. And then now we have blue. So we're going to move it onto the blue, 180 degrees. And now we are going to move the oranges 180 degrees. So now we have a white cross, and it's a correct white cross. If it was like this wouldn't be correct because these edges and middles need to be aligned. So this is now the white cross. All right, we're good ways there. So next, we're going to flip the cube over. We're going to do the rest of the puzzle with the yellow side up. Actually, no, that's a lie. Sorry. Ignore what I just said. We have to solve for the corners first. I'm sorry. I lied. So what we're going to do with corners is there's going to be a couple cases, and I'll probably get to both cases. So the corners are either going to be up here or down here. And what we're first going to do is let's just look at the bottom corners. Look at the colors besides white. So red and green. So we're going to rotate it so the 2 center pieces are, so this corner is in between the 2 colors that this corner is as the centers. It's kind of, I worded that weird, but since that's green and red, we move the corner until it's in between the green and red center pieces and it's under the white cross. So so we look at it here, and so it's, if it's on the left side, it could also be on the bottom, or it could be here. So this is what you do if it's on the left side. You have it face you. Okay, you move the bottom this way, then you move this down. So you move this way, move the right side down, move the bottom side to the right, and then you move the right side up. You'll see that solves a corner. Now I'm going to teach you other methods. Now I'll show you now how to get it off of the top, another corner. So it's up here. So you just move it down, and then you can move it, well, I'd move it out of the way. So, because if you moved it here, then when you move it back up, actually, you can do that if you want. You could also move it out of the way. I'm going to move it out of the way so I can show you another case, but you could have easily just moved it here. So when you moved it up, then you could have done that left thing I just taught you earlier. But I'm going to move it here. So now I can teach you what to do if there's a corner on the bottom right here. So anyway, so the colors are red and blue. So we still move it in between the two corners. So now it's on the bottom. So what we do is we move it down, and then notice it's back here. And we want to get it in the front, so we have to move it twice. So it's on the bottom. So we move right side down, and then we move twice, and then right side back up. So now it's in front of us. And then we move it so it's back in between these. So now it's on the right side. So I taught you what to do on the left side. The right side's actually easier, I think. So if it's on the right side, you just move right side down, bottom side to the left, right side up. So let me do that again. You want this piece, if the white's on the right, and it's on the right half of the cube, right side down, bottom to the left, right side up. All right, now we have two of the corners done. So the third one, blue and orange, oh, it's already there. And again, we do what I already said, right side down, bottom moving to the left, and then up. And another right side. So we do that one more time, and bam. We now have this whole top layer solved, and it's in the right positions, and we have little T's, which is what we want. All right. Now, what we are going to do now is this. Earlier when I accidentally said that we're going to be looking at the yellow side from the top from now on, I forgot that we had to solve the corners first. From now on, we are going to keep the yellow side on the top. So what we're trying to do now is solving for these edge pieces. Now, oh, this one's already solved. So handy. So we find a piece that doesn't have any, find an edge piece on the yellow side that doesn't have any yellow on it. So this has yellow on it. This has yellow. It doesn't matter if it's here or here. If there's yellow on it, just find a different piece. There might be a case where all pieces have yellow, and I will show you what to do a little bit later in the video. So here's a piece, has green and orange. So there's no yellow. So what you're going to do is move it so the piece that's not actually on the side, so like the piece that's away from the side, is lined up with its center color. So now the T is like longer. See, here's the white side. So move any of the pieces that don't have yellow. You can just pick one. So now it's aligned here. And now we look at this color. Is the green on the left or the right? The green's on the right, as you can see. So this is when it starts to get a little tricky. So what we want to do is we're going to move this piece back here. Okay? We're going to rotate this piece here. And how are we going to do that? Well, it's called an algorithm. It's a set of moves you do that doesn't affect any of the important parts of the cube, like this white side. And you kind of jumble it and follow the moves that I tell you, and it'll get back to this shape, except one or two things will be changed. Sorry about that. And what we're going to do to get this here, so notice how it needs to go left to right, as you see. So left to right. So there's a right to left algorithm and there's a left to right algorithm. So this needs to go left to right. So remember that. So what you do, if it's left to right, I'll put this in the comment. I mean in the description. So you move the front face left. So front face counterclockwise. So it would be F prime. Remember. And then I said left to right. So we move the centerpiece. Because you see, here's the center. We're moving it left to right. So just slice that center. If you don't want to do that, you can also move both of these back. But it's the exact same thing. So left to right. And then you move the right side down. Yes. Wait. Oh my gosh. I messed up. I am so sorry, guys. Okay. So where did that piece go? Oh. Okay, sorry. Again, you move left to right, so left. You move the bottom left to right, move right side down. Then you move the middle piece left to right, and then up. And now we're going to want to solve for the white side again. But it's almost solved. So you find there's going to be 3 and 1, and then there's going to be 3 and 2. Find the 3 and 1, and then move this up here. So move the 3 and 1, move the 3 up to where the 3 is missing. Then move the 1 to the right, and then move here, and then, so it's kind of hard to explain. Okay, so it was like this. So you move it here, back. You can just keep rewatching that. I don't really know how to explain it. It's not really an algorithm. It's just kind of solving back for the white. And if you'll notice, now this piece is now in the right spot. So here's another piece that doesn't have yellow. So again, we're going to rotate this color to its matching side. Now is green on the left or right? Well, green's on the left. This color right here, it's on the left. So we want to move this piece here to here. So that's right to left. So now this is the opposite algorithm. It's kind of, you do the opposite moves really. So I showed you how to do left and right. So now right to left is front side clockwise. So right, front right, bottom right to left, left side down, middle right to left, left side up. And then you see the 3 and 1, 3 and 2. So we move the 3 and 1 up here. And if it's on this side, just follow my moves. You move this here, and then here. It's kind of hard to explain. It looks very complicated, but I promise you it's not that complicated. Okay, so this is what I was talking about earlier when I said there was going to be a case where there are only pieces that have yellows in the edges. And notice that this one's not solved. So this one just needs to be flipped. So the way to do that is you can do the right to left or the left to right. It doesn't matter. Just put any of these yellow pieces into this spot, because then it'll switch them and pull this out. And then you can orient it the correct way. So it doesn't matter if you do left to right. I'm just going to do left to right. So left. So remember, just keep it on the side you want to move, just any of these pieces. So I'm going to move a piece here. You could also do right to left. I'm just going to do left to right. It doesn't matter. So front left, left to right, right, left to right, up, and then solve for the white. This part looks complicated. You'll get it. I promise. So now here's a piece. This piece that we mixed up doesn't. So we align these two, and this needs to go left to right. So we do left to right, right, left to right, up, and then we move here. So now we got these 2 layers solved. That's the hard part. The hard part is all over. Aren't you relieved? this is the last layer. This is when it just becomes pure memorization of letters. So for a long time, you'll just be looking at a piece of paper, looking at these letters. This is kind of when it stops being intuitive. I mean, I will have the letters for what you need to do in the description. So what you'll have, hold on, what you'll have is you'll have a centerpiece, and you could have a case. You could have either 1, 2, 3, or 4 of these edge pieces in actually on the yellow side. So right here I only have 2 edge pieces actually that are facing up. And what you're going to do is, if you could have a thing where it's like a bar, and if you have a bar, keep it like horizontal and not vertical. So keep a bar horizontal, and if it's vertical, then you just rotate it 90 degrees. And if there's an L shape like this, make sure the L is facing in the top right corner like this. And if it goes like here, actually, if there's like another one here, then it doesn't matter. Like if there's a yellow here, it doesn't matter if this one is the L that you use or if this one, as long as it's 3 yellow pieces in the corner. And if there's none, then you just do what I'm about to do, and then you do it again and again until you get this L, and then orient it so the L's facing this way. And the move that you do is keep this at the top. You do front, up, right, up, back, right, back, front, back. So I know that's kind of confusing, but it will be in the comments. So if you did something like, hold on, just ignore what I'm doing. So here's an example of one where it's a bar, and if you'll notice, it can't make that L, see? So it doesn't matter where, as long as you have the bar. If there's no bar at all, you just do this algorithm from anywhere. So you keep the L. It doesn't matter if it's like this or like this. You do front, up, right, back, front, and then you'll get an L. And if it's not oriented, you just move it, and you do it again, front, up, back, right, back, front. And you just keep orienting the L into the top left corner until you get a white cross. Now, this actually already has a step completed for me, so hold on. Okay, so we have a white cross, right? I mean, a yellow cross. So what we want to do now is have this at the top, it doesn't matter where, and keep rotating until you have a yellow piece on the left side. Okay? The yellow piece, there needs to be a yellow piece facing you on the left. Doesn't matter where any of these other pieces are right here, as long as there's a yellow cross and a yellow piece facing your left. And it doesn't matter if there's more than one yellow piece, it just has to be one of the yellow pieces facing you. Now, you don't need to do this step if you get something that looks like a fish. So if this was yellow, you can imagine this is like the tail, and these 4 yellows would make the head. This is what you're trying to get to. So you keep the yellow to the left across, and there could be yellows here, up or down, doesn't matter, as long as there's a yellow here. And then you do right, up, so right clockwise, up, right back, up, right, up, right back. Okay, now you see, since it doesn't make that fish thing that I was talking about, you don't like rotate the cube. You keep it how you were holding it, and then just rotate the top until there's a yellow facing you again, and you do it again, right back, up, right back. So now notice, again, keep holding it. Don't like rotate the cube, like keep holding the bottom 2 where they were. Notice there's like a little fish. He's the tail, he's the head. So you're going to want to orient the fish so its tail is in the top right corner. And you're going to want to do that move again. So right back, up, right back. You know, you'll still have the fish. And again, orient it so its tail is in the top right corner again. And you do it again. right, up, right back, up, right back, and bam. Now this yellow part is solved, almost like magic. So I got very lucky, and all my corners are solved. So hold on, let me scramble it to a position where the corners are not solved. So notice we're back to here. Still solved. Now these corners and edges are all jumbled up, but this yellow's. So what we're going to do is, if there is two corners that are solved, then you move those corners to their color. If there's no corners that are solved, then you just do the algorithm I'm about to do. You just do it again, because you do it once and then you'll get one pair of corners, and then you align them, and then you have the pair of corners, keep them on the back side, and then you do the algorithm I'm about to do. So if there's no corners, you just do the algorithm for any position as long as the yellow is on top. And if you have a pair of corners, then move them onto their actual side, keep them at the back. So you're going to do right back, front, right back, 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 right, front, back, right back, 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 right, right. And now all the corners are going to be solved. So you just move them to the right spot. Now notice there could be a time where one of these edges are solved and all three of these are not solved. You could get lucky and all four of them just could be solved. Or you could get where all four of these edges are not solved. So if you get four edges that aren't solved, you do what I'm about to do, and you just do it twice, because if all four are not solved and you do what I'm about to do, then one of them will be solved, and then just align it up, keep it on the back side, and then do it. So kind of sound worded bad, but so this is on the solved side's on the back. So this green needs to go here, right? So if you imagine you're just shifting this piece over, it's kind of like you're moving it counterclockwise, right? Just this piece, you move it counterclockwise and it's solved. So to counterclockwise move it but keep everything else, you actually cycle these three corners. So to counterclockwise it, what you do is right, up, back, right, up, right, back, right, back, up, back, right, right. And so that's one of the first ways to solve it. So let me, hold on. Okay, so here's another case. Wait. Just ignore what I'm doing. Okay. Here's a case where all four are not solved. So I just taught you left to right. Now there's an opposite algorithm going right to left, which I will teach you now. So I would just start from any side since all four are messed up. You go right, right, up, right, up, right back, right back, up, back, right back, up, right back. It's kind of confusing, but you notice that there's one solved side. And so now you keep that on the back. Now this needs to go right to left. So this is the algorithm I just said. Now there you could, the left to right algorithm and the right to left. So you do right, right, up, right back, right back, up, back, right back, up, right back. Kind of confusing, but I'll have the letters in the description. And that is how you solve a Rubik's Cube. And if you get good enough, you will be able to be it really fast, and you'll just be able to maneuver it better. And this is a speed cube. I recommend getting one. So anyways, it's kind of a long video. This is how to solve a Rubik's Cube. It's kind of confusing, but I promise you will get it eventually. Thanks for watching.